A very good day to you in studio and to the viewers. Well, as momentum builds for the President's much anticipated speech on the economy of the country, the Eastern Cape prides itself in the motoring industry as the backbone of the province's economy. Well, it has been severely hit by the lockdown, and devastation had grown since jobs were lost and production has been halted. But to tell us more on what can we expect from the President's speech in terms of the province, I'm now joined by the MEC for Economic Development, Mlungisi Mvoko. A very good day to you, MEC. And let's touch on the economic sector, particularly the motoring industry. How has it been affected by the lockdown?
Good day, and thank you very much. The motoring sector has been affected hugely. Remember, during the level 4 and level 5, they had to adjust in how they would work in terms of dropping some shifts and reducing numbers. But gradually, as the levels went down, then they started to increase. But the biggest challenge I've had is that they have lost a lot of production during those times. Even with the limited shifts, there was still quite a great loss, because remember, if you had 3 shifts, now you have 2 shifts. You're not going to be as productive as you were with the 3 shifts. So I think with level 1, they have actually gone into full production. It might be some challenges, because now you have to because of compliance now, social distance and all of that. There might be those challenges, but they have gone into full production. And if you talk about the OEMs, I don't think there's much that we can do now, because through DDI, the government has put a lot of incentives to them. But I think the area that they would need attention from us, and that we hope that if there is any funding that could be made available, that we are concentrating on, as well as the department, is all of those enterprises, the manufacturers that are supporting the industry. Now, in the province, we have a portal where all the manufacturers can log in, precisely because we understand the challenges they are facing, but we want to know what they are. So once they log in, we understand that they would indicate that they are on the brink of collapse. They were going to lose so many jobs. Currently, we've assisted. About more than 150 have logged in. So we're looking at how do we assist those in order to save jobs.
How many jobs have been lost, MEC, in this industry?
In the motoring industry. In the motoring industry, if you look at it in its totality, none, for instance, of the OEMs has retrenched anyone. They are still there, but the challenge was that they were not all at work, but given the tariffs that were made available, they could survive. So in the motoring industry, if you look at it, all of them actually, the employees, I was here at Mercedes-Benz, all of them have gone back. But as the Eastern Cape, if you look at the last quarter report, you will see that we have lost quite a significant number of jobs, about 212,000. That's why I'm saying in our economic recovery plan, we're looking at agriculture. One of the things in agriculture, because agriculture must perform, agriculture has a muscle of absorbing a lot of workers. And so the MEC is looking at revising some of the schemes, because if you revive those schemes, farmers would be able now to have to produce more. So agriculture be there, and we're looking at we're supporting the spaza shops, for instance. We're making sure that they benefit from the national department. In tourism, we've allocated money for them, because one of the challenges is that tourism was hit very hard, because you must remember it was completely and totally shut down during the levels. So we've supported them with finances to do compliance. That's number one. There's also an element where most of them had applied to the relief scheme, but there wasn't any figure yet. So we've given money to around 10 million rand to see how do we assist those that could not benefit, but also those that are now on the brink of collapse. Tourism intelligence, we've given them money to actually know who is in the country and where the person is, because if you remember in the lockdown, we had a challenge of people that had tested in KZN and were found here in Kinsa. So, and because of the absence of that tourism intelligence, it was very difficult to trace. So we are assisting them on that as well. But and compliance, we've given them funding for compliance, because now many of the establishments or tourism products have to comply with the COVID regulations. So that's another level. But I think we're also using our own funding instruments. You know that we've got 3 funding instruments. We have now stopped in funding people who actually say, I've got this idea, I want to do business. We're looking at, firstly, how do we save jobs? That's the most important thing. Is how do we save jobs and how do we create jobs? So we're using all 3 of our funding instruments now to look at those that are affected by COVID-19, by the lockdown regulations, to ensure that we save jobs in those that would come and apply for jobs to be saved, but also we create jobs to those that would be coming up. But we have to do it in that sequence because we can't afford to lose many jobs. So we've got to make sure that we assist them.
The International Monetary Fund